Welcome to Built for This, the podcast where real estate meets real life skills. Hosted by Andrea Lane and Alissa Bicar, each episode features investors turning their unique edge into long-term rental success.
Hello and welcome to the Built for This podcast. I'm your co-host, Alissa Bicar, the consultress, here with my partner in crime, the fearless real estate investor, Andrea Lane. We love to have real conversations with real estate investors who are building their long-term wealth and legacy through real estate, and also, bringing who they are to the table. What are the skills and the resources and the connections that make your real estate investment business really work for you? So, Andrea, who do we have for him today?
So today we have Rob Gibbs, who lives in Austin, Texas, and he also owns property in Killeen, Texas, which is one of my locations that I actually thought about because I really like it, just like the limitation of the economics there. So I'm really happy to have you on the show, Rob. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, guys.
So I'm going to ask my favorite question. What got you into real estate investing?
Ever since I was a kid, my brother would always bring up real estate. So my brother's 8 to 9 years older, so I was always like real estate, real estate, real estate. And then he started investing, and um in 2016 I originally lived in New York, and I got the opportunity to buy a house. So the first thing I did was I purchased a property in Austin, Texas, sight unseen. Just my brother walked it. He just walked through the property and he said, "If you don't buy it, I'm gonna buy it." So I bought it, and the first time seeing it was when I was moving in. I bought it with no plan, nothing. I was just like, I'm gonna figure it out. I'll make it
Love
work.
That's great. That's how so many people get in through the back door. That's wonderful. And I like that you were encouraged. That's always uh, many
Yeah.
people don't have the encouragement. As a matter of fact, my friends were like, "Are you out of your mind?" So, I know there's a big difference. So now that you're in it, what do you love most about it?
Um, I like that. I like the I guess the passive income aspect. Like some people may say it's not passive, but I think it really depends on how you treat it. Um, I like that I don't really have to do much to get paid monthly.
Do you use a property management company?
No, I manage my properties myself.
And how do you do that from the distance between Austin and Clean?
Um, I use different tools like um well, in Killeen I run a short-term rental. So I use Turno, I use my PMS softwares, um
And then you have
Airbnb.
maintenance companies there.
I have contacts, yes. I have boots on the ground. My father-in-law lives there too, so he's a big help. Um, but yeah, I have a team. I have a team to
Great.
help.
So I know you told me you were in IT. How do you find um, your work in IT blend in and merge with real estate? Make it a little better, maybe?
Mm, I don't like my job. I don't like it. I just use it as
Motivation. That's how it helps him.
motivation, exactly. Just motivation to like financial freedom. I just use it as a tool to help me invest. However, I do work remotely, so the remote aspect does give me a lot of flexibility on what I can do. And if I have an emergency, I can just let my job know, hey, I have an emergency, I gotta go, and just
Yeah.
dip from work and take care of business.
And you have the
That's great.
flexibility built in. You have that ability to say, where can I place my focus and time right now? So you found some wiggle room, but also what I'm hearing is, like you said, your background, your 9 to 5 is IT. But when we asked, about your business and how you like involve yourself in it, I heard a lot of platforms, a lot of technology that helps
Yeah.
you to manage it from afar and to be able to have a successful business. So it sounds like that background in IT lends itself well because you can manage the integrations, manage the platforms. It sounds like that's kind of your unfair advantage. Would you agree?
Yeah, yeah. When you put it that way, yes. Yes, I did my homework, figure out what I need to do, problem solve, and then I find solutions, software solutions to my problems, and I just learn the software from top to bottom and figure it out. How I figured it out with my home.
That's right. It's
So,
oh,
so it's not 100% passive. You spend the time to learn the tools and then you monitor the tools as opposed to monitoring the property. But it's a lot less work than your 9 to 5.
Yes, a lot less. Like I would say probably like, I don't know, 2, 3 hours a week maybe compared to my 40 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
and then is this so you mentioned that you have is it 3 units that you
I
manage?
have, I have a single family and the duplex.
Mhm.
And the way I have, I guess I'll tell you how I have them structured.
Yeah, please.
The single family, I run it as a short-term slash mid-term rental. And on the duplex in Killeen, I have a long-term tenant on one side, and the other one is also short-term slash mid-term rental.
Right on. So, and what is the rationale for having it be short and mid and long term? Why the mix?
Um, because if I just strictly do midterm and I don't get any bookings, then I'm just empty.
Hmm.
With the short-term rental slash midterm rental hybrid system, it gives me some bookings during like the empty times. So it's
Hmm.
still generating money, sometimes as much as I would with my midterm fully occupied.
I see. So the fully occupied long term seems like a foundation that's reliable, consistent, maybe not as lucrative. From my experience of, midterm and short term rentals, the fact that, it has more active maintenance, it is a more active strategy, but that sometimes pans out in the bank account because the bookings themselves are at a higher ticket than someone who's renting, bringing their furniture, bringing their belongings, making it a home. But it does sound like having that in the mix gives you that fundamental baseline in your business to have that consistent, repeatable, almost like set it, forget it for the
Hmm.
majority of time. And then the other two units that you have, you balance them out with um, more lucrative engagements, but that requires more of your time. And you said, as you're saying, it's not like a ton of your time because you have the right tools and the right skills to be able to manage that effectively. What's your long-term plan with your portfolio? What is it that you want it ultimately to do for you?
I like buying and holding. So I want to build equity. I want to build equity. I want to continue buying more properties. If I have to do short-term rentals or mid-term rentals or long-term, it really doesn't matter as long as they're they're paying for themselves.
Right. Paying for
Um,
themselves, and then the ultimate goal is to pay you, right?
yeah, yeah, stop working and just
Yeah.
not have the ultimate goal is not having to be financial, I mean, tied to a W-2.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's your off ramp. Sounds like, scaling is something that you're interested in doing. The structure that you have set up now, how scalable is that in terms of like your involvement or your time dedication while keeping your current job? And do you have like that exit number where it's like, okay, my portfolio needs to do X in terms of over and above paying for itself in order to pay me to leave my job? Do you have that worked out, like how many units you need or what your acquisitions look like in the future?
So so right now I'm looking to purchase another property and I'm looking to make it a midterm rental as well. if that one property succeeds, um, I should be able to get my wife to stop working. And then I would say I will probably need 3 to 4 more to be to feel like I can stop working.
Right on. I mean, and it's really well, why the reason why I asked that question is because sometimes it doesn't take as much as quote unquote we think. We don't need hundreds of units and all of this complexity out there because some of the myth that's out there, right, is I need all this money and I need all these units to be able to achieve the dream. But I think it's very realistic. I love that you said one more property and my wife can probably retire based on the numbers of what I'm already seeing. And like that's encouraging to many people that think I have so far to go, but maybe not, right? Andrea, I know you've got something you want to add there.
No, no,
It
I
feels far.
just I love it. Do you have a dollar attached to the number? Right. It's great to say one more property, but what's the number that it's going to take? Because if that property produces well, but it's not the full number, knowing the number you need, the amount is
Mm.
really where you need to lead, not necessarily the number of houses. Like I want to own 10,000 units. I love real estate and want to be in it, right? That's what I like to do. But if you don't need 10,000 units, you can do 10 units and be very comfortable, right? But it's
Yeah.
knowing the number that the dollar amount it's going to take to make sure your wife can leave. And then what's the next dollar amount to make sure you have good reserves and then you can leave.
Yeah,
So I would say the dollar amount would probably have not astronomical. I would say like 6,000 a month. Six
there.
thousand a month for my wife to leave and take care of my twins full time.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, I mean, listen, new dad, new mom, lots of shifting time priority focus. But thank you for quantifying that because so many people are like, well, can a midterm even produce that? Am I thinking like $100 a month? Like, and so thanks so much for sharing with us the clarity that you have around what it can do for you. Because when we talk in themes and when we talk, hundreds of units or whatever that assumption is, I appreciate you for just providing some honest clarity about what it really does take. And it doesn't seem like it's astronomical. It doesn't seem unproducible. You've already seen the prove out in the system that you have now. And so I'm listening, going, I'm taking notes right now. I think maybe I can do some midterm rentals. This sounds really great. So, being that you're self-managing right now, do you, and well, not self-managing, you're managing the systems, you're managing, which is another really crucial component of managing a real estate investment business is you don't necessarily need to or should be wearing all the hats. So is there parts of it that you like or parts of it that maybe you don't like in terms of management that as you scale, you'd be looking to outsource?
um, yes. The main thing I don't like about the whole process is that I have to if I don't get a property manager to run my units, then I have to do all that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't really like, I'm not big on people, but my business requires me to be. Um, but
I'm not big on people, just saying they're necessary, but go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, I'm not big on people, but the thing I at least enjoy the most is having to build my team when I'm not like present.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, like the clean property, I have my father-in-law there, so he's a huge help. Um, I had a cleaner, but she's gone. She went to South Korea.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my handyman, luckily, I while I lived there, I made a very good relationship with someone that lives down the road. So he's also my landscape, and he helps me out a ton. Um, I don't like doing like the background checks on people, the credit checks and stuff like that. Um, it's mainly like anything that has to do with people and finding a tenant, other than just like having them come to me.
Right. I mean, and that's important to know. Like, here's where I thrive. Here's what I like managing. Here's the relationships that I feel really good at delegating to. But then there's this other piece where I want someone else to be the point person. And it in my business, in my real estate journey, having somebody interface and do the background checks and represent themselves as the representative of the owner helps me to have some of that distance to be able to make a clear-headed, logical decision rather than like an emotional heartstring type of a decision. Because unlike you, I'm like, people, I have a bleeding heart for people, man. And sometimes that's a risk that is inherent in my business because of that fact. So I love that you have you kind of know where you're best suited. So can you share a recent win with us from your investing journey?
A recent win.
Hmm?
Um, so in my midterm in my Killeen property, I I was housing I guess a corporate rental person for about almost a year, and I opened up the calendar to to allow short-term rentals, and luckily my guest, he loved my property so much that he referred me out. So I'm fully booked for the next 18 months. And I was thinking that was also at the time where my twins were about to be born. I was thinking, I was like, oh man, I'm gonna have this empty property. I have my hands full with my twins. What am I gonna do? And then this this guest from I guess from the skies came, and he was like, yeah, I'm looking for an 18-month lease.
Ha! Yes,
Yeah.
God will provide, man. Like
Yeah.
he materialized right at the moment you needed it. I love that. So, as you're looking forward to more serendipitous opportunities like this that can provide for the things that you're looking to build out, what is the, oh, Andrea, you have a, she's looking, when she gives me this look, I'm like, wait, whoa, 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 I'm about to go off the
No,
rails.
no,
Hold
no.
on.
I absolutely love that you have a building that is midterm, short term, but somebody wants it long term. I'm okay with an 18-month lease, not a problem. I like the way that you just flow to make sure that things work to your advantage. That's just wonderful.
Yeah. It's the agility that being the captain of the ship requires.
Yep.
Course correct or take opportunities that maybe you didn't think about beforehand. So as you're moving towards your growth plan in the next 6 to 12 months, what's on the horizon for you? What is it that you feel like you're going to be dedicating your focus towards making sure you're building out?
So in the short term, right now I'm focusing on obtaining another property and opening up another short term slash midterm. That's what my focus currently and my energy is in right now.
And where might that be?
Which city? I'm
Yeah.
thinking Abilene, Texas.
Okay.
That's about 4 hours north from Austin.
Cool.
That's that's where I have my eye.
Is it near your other ones?
No, no. My closest, my farthest one right now, it's an hour, and then Abilene is 3 hours from Killeen, give or
Got
take.
it.
However, my wife has family there, and I visit the city. I've seen it grow. So
Mm.
I've told my wife that I've been wanting to buy a property there for a while.
And it makes sense. Like again, when my family moved to Pittsburgh or the greater Pittsburgh region, we decided that we wanted to be far enough away to have property management, but close enough where we could go and visit it. But we needed to meet the people, and so it sounds like you're choosing a new marketplace because you may have people that can be your resource there. There's a reason of a connection piece of why you're going there, and so real estate, ladies and gents, is not about buckshot. It's not about, oh, this looks like it might be cool. Like I was looking for a place to move. So I'm like, I need a good rental market near where I want to go that has a lot of nature in it. And so, sounds like, you're replicating your model of having a family member close that can help you out because like, and trust them, and they can be part of your alliance system. I love that. And for that, you do love people. But so as we wrap up the interview, thank you so much for bringing all of yourself to the table, letting us know the good, the bad, the ugly, what you're looking to accomplish, and kind of what that takes, because people look to this space for inspiration of, how do I get started, or how are other people moving in this space right now? So we really appreciate your conversation here. And if people want to connect with you and learn more, what's the best place for them to do so?
Facebook at Roger Properties, or LinkedIn at Rob Gibbs.
Right on. Well, you heard it here, ladies and gents. Rob Gibbs is someone to watch as he builds out his real estate investment empire. We are so grateful that he is built for this and is continuing to build. So thanks a million for being here with us. And don't go away. We have another amazing guest queued up for you right after this.
This wraps another episode of Built for This. If you're a real estate investor with a unique edge, apply to join us at builtforthisshow.com/guest.